Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. Stay tuned because live stream will come this week. Not so sure if it's going to be Wednesday or it's not going to be today for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. But I do think it's going to be one of those days. So turn on those notification bells, like and subscribe, and let's go. Now, I wanted to talk about, nothing in the markets has changed materially versus the situation that we've been discussing over the past few weeks. But I would like to highlight something which has been very popular in other bull cycles. And to be honest, it ends up being a game like meme stocks, where few people win big and a majority of people lose big. So I'm not here to tell you to go for it, to not go for it. You do whatever you think it's right. And, you play the games you want to play. It's up to you. Best of luck. Wish that all of you become millionaires. But the game that I'm talking about is ICOs. Now, ICOs and pre-sales, it's basically when you can buy an allocation of projects before they come out. And the funniest part is that people get it completely wrong in one sense, which is, oh my God, this coin has raised so much funding from normal investors. This is great. So no, don't you get it? All of them will get coins. If all of them already have the coins, what they're going to do with them? Sell them. So in the beginning, you may have people who are not allowed to participate in certain ICOs or pre-sales that buy the coins in the beginning. But after they go up, they only have, for a while, a place to go, which is down. That's why if you look at Bluezil ICOs, if you look at other platforms ICOs, they all look like this. Up and down to the right. And the reason for it is also different, which is when people like you and me can participate in those ICOs and are allocated capital for it, what happens is you also add VCs, so venture capital firms, and the team itself that got the coins at a much cheaper price than you did. When I'm talking about a much cheaper price, talking maybe 100 times cheaper than you got, 10 times, 50 times, around those ranges, which means that from day one, their incentive, as soon as they see a little run, that for me or you can be a 5x, for them is a 500x. So they start selling, and what retail ends up being is exit liquidity. Why are these projects so dangerous? I'll tell you why. Because in the bull market, they go up quite a lot in the beginning, and for somewhat of an extended period of time. So in the case of projects like under the Bluezilla platform, what you need to do is you need to buy certain tokens, you need to stake them for a certain amount of time, and then you can have access to the ICO, to the pre-allocation phase, which is much cheaper in theory than when the coin goes out. And then you need to spend whatever, USDC, USDT, depending on the platform, which one you need to pay for it, right? But the thing is, you only get access to about 10 to 15, sometimes 20% of the coins on day one. And then you start getting access to it over an extended period of time. The thing is, in many cases, the team can sell whenever they want, and these venture capital firms can also sell whenever they want. So that's why the majority, particularly in the bear market, those things do nothing but go down, or the great majority of them. The ones that actually sometimes are successful are the ones that raise 100K, 200K, 500K. Why? Because it's the amount of people involved is so small that if you have a big enthusiasm around the project, then if millions of dollars come, basically these people that bought in the beginning, although they are very well off, the amount of coins that they have is not really material, so they end up not having such a big negative impact. But you've seen also with Pepe that they were giving authorizations to certain wallets of the developers to sell the coins that were supposed to be locked. So what happens is a lot of these projects have a locking period for the team, which ends up not being really the case. You have venture capital firms that came in to the projects about a 50x before you did, which means that the majority of people become exit liquidity, and the more money that is gathered in the pre-sale actually is the worst, because if everybody already bought and everybody is in, then you need this huge amount of people to come in and buy it to push the price higher, and you have a lot of sellers every time the price goes up a little bit up. Now, the reason I'm saying this is in 2017, ICOs was easy money. Was really easy money. It was something coming out with all pump and dumps, just like this, but you could have access to all your coins at once. Not a lot of people knew about it, so it was fairly easy to make money together with the VCs and the teams. Then in 2021, a lot of projects still went up quite a bit. A lot of people still made a lot of money, but it was more difficult, and the pumps were smaller, and some projects outright flopped. In 2017, everything did well. And that was one of the narratives of 2017. ICOs, pre-sales, 2021, people tried to replicate it. Some cases still worked, majority did not. So this time is the third cycle where you have ICOs involved. Now, over the recovery year of 2023 and the bear market of 2022, pretty much every ICO, with the exception of very few, completely collapsed. Like, you didn't even see the little spike up and down. It was immediately down. Why? Because when the coin launches, the VCs are already in profit. See what I mean? And they don't trust the market to push it higher anymore, so they just start selling from day one. They have multiple wallets, divide all of this. And the purpose of the pre-sales is to convince people to buy into them so they can serve as exit liquidity for the big wallets. And the big wallets being people that get allocations before the pre-allocation phase, which means they're already much ahead of you than you are. Now, does that mean that I'm telling you not to go into ICOs or to go into ICOs? No. I'm just laying down the facts. It's up to you to then make your decision. There's going to be a lot of publicity around this. A lot of YouTubers talk about it. Why? Because in the bull market, there's a new project coming out almost every day, which means for their content creation, it's very easy to come out and say 10x this, 100x that, 50x this, 500x the other, and attract a lot of attention. And the worst part is even garbage projects, even outright scams, because we are in the bull market, they perform well for a while, for a couple of months, 3 months, then it goes all the way to zero, but it takes some time. In the bear market, it goes really like this, out, finished. But in the bull market, sometimes it goes like this, stays like this, then starts to decline, and then finished, and basically people lose all their money. There are a few people who make money in the beginning. Those are the small ones. Those are the small majority of people. But unfortunately, human beings like or love this game of playing these odds, where the great majority of people unfortunately lose and the small minority win. But people are always convincing themselves that they will do better than everybody else, and that's it, unfortunately. So I just wanted you to be aware. Nowadays, the conversations around ICOs has been pretty much subdued, but I can tell you, when the bull market comes, this topic will start to come up very early. Yeah, because by the way, some YouTube influencers in certain platforms also get allocations before the public pre-allocation. Okay, so they have a vested interest to push it onto you. So, and this is just a reality. But what I'm trying to say here, I'm not trying to tell you to go invest or not invest. Just be aware of how this market works, and be aware that this will be coming once the bull market sets in. But I'm talking about it right now. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that by the time we get there, people just completely ignore it. But in any case, I hope that some of you now have the curiosity to go dig a bit about this and research and see if what I'm saying is correct or not. So thank you very much, guys. and I'll catch you in the next one.